When President Ronald Reagan took office in 1981, he promised to rebuild the nation's defenses, roll back federal regulations that, according to businessmen, strangled their ability to operate profitably, cut taxes drastically to stimulate investment and purchasing power, cut federal spending, balance the budget, and ultimately to begin reducing the national debt. As he famously said in his 1981 inauguration address, "In this present crisis, the government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem." In 1981, Reagan pushed a bill through Congress, cutting taxes by 5% in 1981, 10% in 1982, and another 10% in 1983. In 1986, his administration pushed through another tax bill, which substantially reduced tax rates on the wealthiest Americans to 28%, while closing a variety of tax loopholes. To strengthen the nation's defenses, the Reagan administration doubled the defense budget to more than $330 billion by 1987. Reagan also expanded the Carter administration's efforts to decontrol and deregulate the economy. The Environmental Protection Agency, for example, relaxed its interpretation of the Clean Air Act, and the Department of the Interior opened up large areas of the federal domain, including offshore oil wells, to private development. Reagan's laissez-faire principles could also be seen in his administration's approach to social programs. Convinced that federal welfare programs promoted laziness, promiscuity, and moral decay, his administration cut spending on a variety of social welfare programs, including aid to families with dependent children, food stamps, child nutrition, job training for young people, programs to prevent child abuse, and mental health services. When Reagan left office in 1989, the economy was in the midst of its longest post-World War II expansion. The economy was growing faster, with less inflation, than at any time since the mid-1960s. Personal income per person rose 20% after 1980. Inflation fell from 13% in 1981 to less than 4% annually. Employment was down to approximately 5%. Critics, however, charged that Reagan had only created the illusion of prosperity. They noted that, despite his promises of fiscal discipline, federal spending accelerated. Reagan never once balanced the federal budget, and the national debt tripled during his 8 years in office.